it's smart farming time, and I am excited. I hope you are as excited as I am, because today we are in Kitengela. We're going to feature a young man, Antonio Mugoli, who's only 24 years old, and he's running an urban KARI improvement farming and has about 800 chicken in his farm. And I'm going to start off with asking you one time, what made you come up at your age? You're very young. First of all, it's very hard to find farmers at his age, I agree. So, what made you think of starting a kienyeji farming?
Well, I looked, when I completed, towards completion of campus, I started thinking of life after campus, how it was. In campus, you're given pocket money.
Yeah.
Everything is at your fingertips. When you walk anywhere, you say, I'm in campus, and people just give you money. So I thought of life after campus as very difficult.
Yeah.
So while in campus, it's when I met a friend. I met him online. At that time, I was doing consulting in just general agriculture. The guy is in UK, but he has a farm in Embu. So the guy engaged me and asked me, I want to try chicken farming. Of course, Antonio, do you have any knowledge? And because you're hustling, you want a bright future. You just say yes, because I was doing an agricultural course.
Yeah.
So he told me, okay, fine, try. But I knew at the back of my mind, I will go to someone called Mr. Google and read everything I want to know. Okay, yeah, but I had some lots of knowledge about agriculture and poultry as a whole, because I happened to do a unit in animal production in campus. So I went to Kiritiri. I looked at the machines he had. He had an incubator that was not working well. It was a solar-powered incubator. So I advised him on which good incubator would work for him. So we just tried like that, and it picked so well for him, and he made fortunes. So I said that this could be my next thing after college. So when I finished college, I'd been promised a job in EPZ, and that's why I'm in Kitengela. Many people ask me, why Kitengela? So I came to EPZ, and the frustrating thing is, before I came here, after I did for him his project and it was so good, he connected me to his friend, who is also in UK, but a Somali guy. So I had to go to Somalia, to be specific Mogadishu, and set up a project. And after it's running, that's when I could come back to Kenya again. So I took a lifetime risk.
It seems that you did a lot of research and consultancy before you started your own.
Well, I read a lot, and I narrowed down. I used to do general consultancy in agriculture, mostly hay farming and stuff, but I now narrowed down to poultry, and I could read a lot on poultry, diseases and everything about poultry. I would say I gained much interest vis-a-vis much experience in poultry, and anything I could try, it could work. Like treating it could work, and I changed my cocoon of friends, and now got to get experts in poultry to be as my friends. So that is how I worked. I went to Mogadishu. I can tell you, and the stories about Mogadishu, but it's also a good place because we bought machines. I personally bought for him machines in Kenya, Nairobi. We carried them with the African Airways. I came and bought eggs, 4,000 eggs. The first round, I went with them to Mogadishu. I assembled the incubators from Mogadishu. I loaded them with the eggs, and they hatched quite well.
That's pretty impressive.
So with the savings I got from Mogadishu, is what I came back with now in Kenya, because the guy was paying me well because of, there's a lot of risk and stuff.
Yeah.
Now these eggs, because they are for hatching, we are going to introduce them in the incubator.
Okay.
You don't just come and dump them there. There's a way you have to reserve them. We reserve these eggs we are targeting, when you get to get the eggs from the farm, we always work by all means possible to ensure that we maintain a higher hatchability. So we work by trying to control all means that can lower the hatchability. For example, storage of the eggs. We store the eggs with this narrow side facing down, in the wide side facing up. Not all eggs again will go to the machine, because
some of them are for sale.
An egg such as this one is a double yolk. You can see its shape is not normal.
Yeah, it's not.
Yeah, it's very big. And if you look at it from a distance,
it looks like it has an extra layer.
Yeah, so if you put it in the machine, this one has 2 yolks. If it hatches, it will hatch and give 2 chicks. And the probability of it hatching is 0.5. Space is not a problem. What I'm trying to do is, I'm trying to do something called intensive poultry farming. I'm using a smaller space, but I'm using very intensive inputs. For example, feeds. I give my chicken enough feeds. I don't limit myself to what you read on the paper, what you read on the internet. I give them enough feed to see that they have eaten well, they're okay. So what I've done, I've introduced those routers, like you can see. So you see, those routers, as other chickens perch on top of the routers, others are walking. Then what I like doing most is, you see, my chicken are very aggressive. They move in form of waves. If you are very careful, you'll find that they are not just stationary at one point. So they keep rotating. That's a point whereby space now does not become an issue. You can only complain about space for the chickens, like those ones that you saw, those are 1 month old, the ones that you're bringing them up. There's a big challenge when it comes to space. When the chicken are still small, they're being brooded, because now there's much competition. But when chicken are this mature, competition is no longer a problem. There can only be competition maybe in terms of males and females. But once you give them enough feed. This is an urban setup, because one, if it could be in the rural setup, they could be free ranging. And you see, there's no space for them to free range outside. Then you can see the number of birds per square meter or per square centimeter is so high. But in the rural areas, there is no rent, there is an enough chunk of land. So you tend to build big structures. But I also use this one as my own secret in a way that the smaller the space, the more efficient mating takes place.
Yeah, that's true.
And the smaller the space, let me say, the more fertilized eggs I get. Because you see, before mating takes place, there's a chase and run. A cock will chase a female for quite a distance. But here there's a smaller distance to cover.
The female won't run so far.
Won't run so far. By the time it runs, yeah, so you get my point. Yeah.
Okay, tell me about your market. What's your main market? Is it in the chicken meat? Is it in the eggs? Or is it in the chicks?
Now it cuts across. Remember, I first penetrated market with chicks. People knew me for selling chicks. Antonio is selling chicks. When my chicks were performing so well, we have different types of consumers and with different types of characteristics. There's a consumer who wants to consume a product, but he wants to know the raw materials of that product. So I used to get consumers who would tell me, now we want eggs, we bought enough chicks. So at that time I didn't choose to have the eggs, so I could tell them I don't have eggs. But now that I have the eggs, you'll find that the demand is almost at par. Both for eggs is the same as for chicks. Yeah, so people have, like now, my booking for chicks is a week into. My booking for eggs also a week and 3 days into. So you can see it's all cutting across. But now I don't sell day-old chicks alone. Because if I sell day-old chicks alone, it means I'll sit in my office waiting for 21 days to sell chicks. Or I'll sit in the office waiting for eggs to be collected after 4 days to sell. I sell chicks all ages. I'm trying to empower the vulnerable in the community, the teenagers and mostly ladies, all the women especially. So I'm trying to identify the old age ladies, women. Like during my trainings, I do trainings every month. When I train them, I try to identify those ladies. So when I identify them, I try to convince them and show them how profitable this venture can be. So what I do, when I hatch chicks, I give them a certain percentage. I give them and tell them, okay, shosho, wele hizi kuku, mimi nitakuletea dawa, nitakuletea chakula, na nitakuja kuziangalia mpaka zikue. Then tukipata mtu wa kuuza, atazinunua. So we sell them at 1 week, at 3 weeks, at 1 month. That one keeps me in market each other day and having all products of chicken. Right away from a day-old chick to a mature cock such as that one.
Okay. Please tell me how this business has impacted in your life. What has it done to you as a youth?
Well, me first I'll say it has given me a job security, a personal job security.
For a lifetime.
Yeah. And you can see I've empowered other youth. I've employed 3 other people and I paid them. The least paid is 10,000 shillings per month. And to me, I have comfort of mind, whereby you do not wake up in the morning and go to say, okay, I'm a boss to myself. I'm going to work. I'm not done this, and this is the little pay.
Pressure.
Yeah, and being employed, you are free in the evening, so your mind is not occupied. You tempt to engage into very many things. But for me, I'm busy 24 hours in a day, and I always tell my friends I wish they could be 36. From my farm, I receive a phone call. My incubator is broken down. I need it repaired. From here, I receive a phone call. Come and make for me feeds. I want you to teach me how to do this.
Yeah.
I've had friends who've come to me and told me, I want you to talk to my son and stay with my son. Just try to teach him how it's done. But I've come from, my background itself is what made me to do this. There's nothing as bad as coming from a background where there is property, but you cannot access that property. It's more disturbing than somebody who's coming from a background where there is nothing, then you admit there is nothing, so you just work for that.
Yeah.
So I usually work to be a boss of my own and to have what is mine personally. People must eat. Now that people must eat, I must get them something. So I encourage the youth at least to do something outside their jobs, and if not outside their jobs, to do something, and specifically in agriculture. It's not a must you keep chicken or you grow maize. You can even do an agricultural course in campus or in a tertiary institution. You can read about it in the internet. There's information everywhere, and try to solve people's problems in farming. I have one request. My request is the agricultural bodies, that is the government agricultural bodies. At least they could fund the youth in doing agricultural projects, not just funding the youth in doing other projects. Then my biggest request is they could try to reduce the hurdles of accessing capital.
Yes.
I have many youth who come to my office. They would want to do a project in agriculture. They want to do the poultry. But you see, capital is a problem, and somebody has all the credentials of capital. So if they could do that, it could be good.